We're here at the edge, and you're watching Nitros Now.
Hello everyone, and welcome to Nitros Now. This is the program that talks about the Dynamiters the week that was and the week that is to be. Hello everyone, I'm Jim Scott.
And I'm Steve Peterson.
Welcome to Nitros Now. We have a whale of a show for you. Well, Steve, the Dynamiters have had quite a roller coaster ride this last week or so, winning a double overtime game here in Kimberley, beating the Crescent Valley Thundercats 63, losing a triple overtime in Creston, and coming back and winning 6-0. It's been a wonderful series, two really hard-working teams, and tonight the Dynamiters fall 4-1 to the Crescent Valley Thundercats. They were a desperate team. They played like a desperate team.
They did, and they've got to figure out a way to beat the Creston goalie. That's 71 shots in the game in Creston, and losing.
Well, the thing of it is that Creston has played two different goalies. In Creston, they played Tyler Moffat, and Moffat's the one who stopped 67 of those 71 shots. And tonight, Hales stopped 29 out of 30. Michael Hales is a A1 goalie. Their goalie tandem is almost as good as our goalie tandem with Braden Ostachuk and Jeremy Musso. Two evenly matched teams. It's going to Game 6. They're going to be playing in Creston tomorrow night. And the Dynamiters, they're going to have to play desperate because they really don't want to play Game 7 here in Kimberley. They want to finish it off tomorrow night.
And hope that's the case.
So, I don't know, we're going to be talking with the president of the hockey club. We'll ask him if there's a fan bus going over for tomorrow night's game. But for those fans who, if there isn't a fan bus, I'm sure a lot of the fans will be going over to Creston to watch the Dynamiters. One thing that they've proven is that they can win in Creston. 5-0. They dominated the Thundercats, and in triple overtime, losing by 1. And apparently it was obviously a really tough game. Down 4-2 in the third period, coming back, tying it up, and losing in the triple overtime. So it's been a great series, and our only hope from the Dynamiters' perspective that it ends tomorrow night.
Yeah, sure hope so. See you on the bus.
After a tough loss tonight, the Kimberley Dynamiters president has kindly come to talk to us after tonight's game. Dave, the executive of the Dynamiters, I know, has worked long and hard to bring together a team that's arguably one of the best teams in the KIJHL. I want to thank you and all of the staff that you have, and particularly your ex-president, Rick Prasad, who did yeoman work. Tell us about how this season came together for you.
How it came together for me, started off the season as vice president. I did some scouting in the spring with Rocky, our GM. We got a limited amount of interest because of the season we had last year, a little bit of a down season. We just kept plugging at it and plugging away, and Rocky used a lot of his connections to bring in some high quality players.
So who are some of the players that Rocky brought in for this year?
Rocky brought in Vanucci. With him came later on Vallette.
Tyson Vallette,
yeah. Dooley was probably not going to return. He convinced him to come back. He's been outstanding this year, absolutely outstanding.
I have to give, if I'm giving out the awards at the banquet, I'm giving him most improved. Last year he played a role where he was a grinder going into the corners and taking the tough minutes, and this year I believe he's got 46 goals in the regular season. He's got one in the playoffs. He has played exceptionally well for the Dynamiters.
Absolutely, and having Hubsher back hasn't hurt at all either.
Of course, Johnstone came back, Bryce Perkins came back, and one more thing about number 55, Riley Dooley. Not only has he put the puck in the net with alarming regularity this season, but I don't know if he may or may not have a better save percentage than the goalies. Seems like every time on the power play, he's out on the point and he's blocking shots.
He is.
He's giving up his body all over the ice.
Absolutely. He took a hard one off the knee tonight, I know, and he just keeps going down again and blocking him again.
And he always comes back and asks for more.
Big heart.
And I have to say that. Well, the Dynamiters played a team that was desperate and didn't want to have their season end tonight. I thought the Dynamiters played an okay game, but they did not match the intensity that the Thundercats showed tonight. And it showed in the final score 4-1.
Yeah, for sure it did. They've got a lot more to show, and I really believe they're going to win it on the road. They're a little flat tonight, and you get that stuck in the back of your head. You've got 3 games to win one. You don't show your best stuff the first time out. So I'm sure that Coach Roman will get them going on the right path.
He might have a word or two to say about the intensity that they showed tonight. Yeah. Again, they didn't play badly, but they were up against a team that was desperate. It was, I don't want to say like a wounded animal, but I guess kind of that's a wounded animal will do anything to get out of a situation that he's in, and that's what the Thundercats were today. A wounded Thundercat.
Wounded Thundercat.
And they showed it. They played hard. From the opening whistle all the way until the about, I'd say, 15 seconds left in the game, where they kind of let up a little bit. They played 59 minutes and 45 seconds, and they played hard the whole way. So that's what the Dynamiters have to do tomorrow night. They have to play 60 minutes, and they have to play desperate hockey.
Absolutely, and I'm sure they will.
I'm sure Coach Wolpat will have them ready to go when they hit the ice, and I look forward to looking on the internet to see how they come together, and looking forward to the Dynamiters moving on to the next series, but they can't overlook the Crescent Valley Thundercats.
That's right, one step at a time. 2
evenly matched teams. I think the Dynamiters have the edge, but I'm a fan of the Dynamiters, so that's what I'm going to say, right? We want to thank the president of the Kimberley Dynamiters, Dave Smith, for coming and talking to us, and thanks, Dave.
No problem.
Now I'd like to thank number 2, Owen Selecki, for coming and talking to us after a tough loss to the Crescent Valley Thundercats. Owen, your thoughts on how the game started, how it progressed, and basically how it ended?
I thought we weren't ready for the game. I thought that everyone kind of thought we'd already won the series going into the game, and we just weren't giving it our all.
Well, they dominated the first 6-7 minutes, scored the first goal. You guys got one back before the period ended on the power play. A nice shot from Mark Strachan and tipped in by number 40, Senate Patton. But after that, you had momentum for about half a period, and then they seemed to take over again.
Yeah, I think they were just out hitting us mostly, and they're just, they're making all their passes, and things were just working for them. Things weren't really working for us. I think most of it's because we weren't trying very hard. I feel like most of the players weren't into the game.
It seemed like their intensity was ratcheted up, and again, they're playing for their playoff lives. And you guys got 3 games to win one, and you think that maybe came into your minds a bit?
Yeah, I think we kind of take it for granted, the position we're in right now. I feel like if we give them too much momentum, they could just take it away from us, and we could be going home.
Well, now you're going into the Crescent, or the Johnny Busick Arena, I guess, in Creston. You guys played well there the last couple of games, could very easily have taken the series in 4, but now we're going to Game 6 in Creston. Your thought processes starting looking at tomorrow night, what are you going to think about?
I don't know, I think we just have to be ready from the first puck drop. We have to go out and play a physical game, take it to them. I think a big key is having a really good start, and if we can do that, I think we'll be fine.
Do to them what they did to you tonight, is to get on their D-men and make them make some mistakes.
Yeah, we just have to make simple plays, dump and chase, chips.
One thing I noticed, some of the forwards, even midway through the third period, were still trying to make that pretty pass across the slot, and their defense was playing well and taking away that opportunity. Some shots on goal might have been a little bit better, and I know Coach Wolpat has been kind of asking you guys to do a little more shooting.
Yeah, well, he's pretty mad that we weren't making the shot. I mean, like, you have to make the simple play in those situations, or else, I mean, if you make a shot, you at least have a rebound, or you have a face-off in their end. If you try and make the pretty pass when it doesn't work, then they get the possession, it's just a turnover.
And they're coming the other way.
Yeah.
Owen, you played with a number of defensive partners, and Isaac Shocker, we're going to talk to a little bit later. Tell me how it is playing with the different defensive partners, and have you kind of settled into a partnership now?
Yeah, well, for the last few games, me and Mark Strachan have been harder, so kind of getting used to playing with him. But I'm fine moving around. All our D are pretty solid, so it's not a big deal.
I noticed you and Mark were mainly on against the Formosa line, trying to be the shutdown pair, as it were.
Yeah, well, I don't know. They're a pretty good line. I think mostly it's just because Mark's on my line, but whatever.
All right. Owen, I appreciate you coming out and talking to us after a tough loss tonight. Number 2, Owen Selecki. Thanks for coming. Thanks, buddy. And now we've got the opportunity to talk to another defenseman for the Kimberley Dynamiters, number 27, Isaac Shocker. Isaac, you're one of the biggest boys on the club. How tall are you?
6'4".
6'4". And are you the tallest player on the team?
No, I think Dooley might have me by now.
By half an inch, maybe?
Yeah.
Isaac, I have to say about your play this season that you've come a long way in the defensive part of the game. At the beginning of the year, you might have been the third or the fourth pairing, and I think you moved up to third and second pairing. You've played really well this year, and I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
Now, give us your thoughts on the game. We talked to Owen Selecki a little bit earlier, and he said that the boys weren't really trying. Would you agree with that, or is it just the fact that Creston came out with a whole bunch of intensity?
I wouldn't say we weren't trying. We just came out with a slow start, and we were complacent. We didn't come out with any energy. We thought we already had the series won, and that it was just they were just going to hand it to us. But obviously that didn't happen.
Yeah, and then I know you played the Thundercats. 8 times during the year, and I don't think you had one easy game. I think you won the first game here in Kimberley 15-3 or something like that. The only easy game that you played against the Thundercats. Tell me what you need to do as a defenseman going into Creston tomorrow night.
Oh, just have to move the puck quickly. It's a small barn, so they get on you pretty quickly. You have to move the puck quickly and play physical, finish all your checks, and just be first to pucks.
When you got the puck coming into your zone, and it's in your corner, what are you thinking about when you've got, say, maybe a guy like Jesse Collins coming down on you?
That you got to move the puck quick, and you can't turn it over to guys like that because they'll make you pay like they did tonight.
Pat Collins got that puck in the corner early, around about the 5-minute mark, and skated out of the corner and put the puck in behind Ostapchuk. And that kind of gave them a lift as well. Not that they needed one, because they were pretty intense in the first 6 minutes or so. The Dynamiters overall finished second in the league. Crescent Valley finished third. Give me your view of how that team can be as good as they are.
It's mostly their home ice advantage. They use the rink to their advantage. It's a small rink, and they know how to use it really well. And they got their top 2 lines are really solid, and so they use that to their advantage. Their speed, their puck movement. So they got some good players.
The last 2 times you played in Creston, looking at the stats, I think you outshot them 79-40 or something in the triple overtime loss. And then you dominated and won 6-0 in Game 3 or Game 4, I guess it was. How can they have turned it around as much as they did, and from what you guys played in Crescent, and can you play that well against them in Crescent again?
Oh, we can definitely play that well again against them in Crescent. We just came out because we dominated so much in Game 4. I think we just thought that it was going to come that easy again, but they were tired in Game 4, but they came back off the day's rest, and they came out and jumped on us to win.
Okay, and do you think that the fitness in the Kimberley Dynamiters can be an asset going into tomorrow night's game?
I think so. We've had a lot of hard Monday practices and skates, and I think that'll help us out. Considering we're the deeper team, so I think that'll help us out.
All right. Well, number 27, Isaac Shocker, thanks for coming by and talking to us and giving us your viewpoints. And I know Steve Peterson always asks you guys if you want to have a shout-out. Do you have a shout-out for anybody today?
No, just the boys in the room and Owen, who I did the interview.
Isaac Shocker, number 27.
Thank you.
We want to thank you for watching Nitros Now. We hope you enjoyed our program. This is Jim Scott.
Steve Peterson.
We'll talk to you later.
Good night.